Good morning. I want to welcome everybody here today for the presentation of the Athlete of the Month for the Max Prep Semper Fi Award for Jordan. It is quite an honor for he and his family. It is a bigger deal, I think, than many people think. There's only two athletes, a male and a female, that get chosen each month to receive this award throughout the year. And Jordan was one of them for this year, late in the fall. So it is quite an honor for Jordan. And who will be introducing him today is a former NFL player, two-time Super Bowl champion for the New York Giants. I'd like to welcome Brandon Jacobs.
Good morning, everybody. Again, I'm Brandon Jacobs, former New York Giants running back, two-time Super Bowl champion. I wasn't going to tell you to sell this, but the touchdown, the franchise touchdown owner, as you call it. Thank you guys for having me here this morning. Here to talk a little bit about Jordan and some of the things he's accomplished. You know, football, academics, and to me the most impressive one is the whole Taekwondo thing. Football is cool and all, but you know, you got to give props for props to football, and that Taekwondo is pretty special. To go out and master that and complete on the high, and compete on the high level, while being able to be one of the best football players and keep your academics going at the same time. So, kid got a heavy load, man. So all I can tell you is, keep pushing and keep working, keep your school first, and that's it. If you feel like you're going to be great, you're going to be great. But it's all on you. You got to do it. I felt like I was going to be great when I was 9. That's what I told him. I ended up being great. I ended up being great. So you can believe, and you can make whatever you want to make happen. I had multiple people along the way for me coming up from when I was 9 years old to even right now, telling me what I can and cannot do. But one thing I was able to guarantee those people, that their hard work, their ambition wasn't in me. My ambition was in me. So they may not have thought they can do it. Don't place your laziness and your quitting mentality on me. Don't do that, because I have to do the work. It was nothing that no one could do along from coming up from a kid all the way to now. It's nothing no one could have done to stop me from achieving the goals I wanted to achieve, because I wanted to do it. There were no opponent, there were no coach, there were no crooks. There was none of that. I had everything in my mind on what I wanted to do. The first time I touched the football, I didn't know what to do. They told me to run this way. I caught it, ran that way, scored a touchdown. From that day forward, I knew what I was going to be, and I ended up being just that. And here speaking to you guys now and acknowledging a great student athlete like Jordan. So. Again, I know all of you guys play football. Much respect to all of you guys. It's not a sport like that. Much respect to all of the athletes in the building. But I just love football, so I'm sorry. I always tell people all the time, when you're done putting on the helmet and shoulder pads, a lot of you guys need to hear this out. Take advantage of it. Because some guys put it on their senior year for the last time. All right, for the last time, some guys put it on. All right, now, football can't be duplicated. When you're done playing football, when it's all over, when it's all over and said, you don't see anybody out in the park playing football with coaches on the sideline, teammates on the sideline, even having 11 players, helmet and shoulder pads, working through a scheme, trying to out-scheme the other team and people watching. Football is a sport that can't be duplicated. You can go out, you can play soccer with your friends, you can go play baseball with your friends, you can play softball with your friends, you can play volleyball with your friends, you can go out and do all of that stuff, right? But you cannot duplicate football. So guys, while you're playing this game, take something away from it, because not everybody's going to go to the next level. It's not made for everybody to be that way. It's just the way it is. Can't take everyone. We have 5 or 6 different NFL football leagues, running around with everybody that we've taken, you know. So acknowledge one another, respect one another, you know, work hard for one another, trust one another, and you'll have a successful football team. As an individual player, give it all you got, because there will come time where it can be your last time, you know. Even myself, when I retired from the game, it wasn't the easiest thing that I can do, because I didn't want to retire. And I felt like I could have played another year, but my body would not allow me to go as far as I wanted to go. You know, you had nagging injuries that when I was younger, took a week to heal. Missed a week. You know, that same injury I had 8 years, 9 years down the line, took 3, 4 weeks. It was time to be done. Just stealing money at that point. I never had a chance to perform due to injury. You know, so again, you know, I got a degree. You know, I've owned companies. I've done a whole bunch of different things that allowed me to retire comfortably. And don't put all your eggs in one basket. You know, just know, get your education first. That is first. I was talking to Jordan earlier, and I asked him, you know, what was his next step? He told me he was looking at colleges. I asked him, I said, well, did you get your test scores? He's like, no. I said, don't look at colleges until you get your test scores. You get your ACT and your SAT score, then you can email as many colleges as you want to. Until then, you know, you got to make sure you get that score. So I don't want to talk you guys' head off or mine. Thank you for having me here. Beautiful campus. You know, that was a good-looking football team, man. Good football team, big boys. But anyway, thank you for having me, and I would like to introduce Sergeant O'Connor.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for having us. On behalf of the Marine Corps, we'd like to say a few things on Jordan's performance throughout the years as kids, as well as high school. So we have partnered up with Max Preps to recognize student athletes across the United States. Like he had said, it's not something that's taken very lightly. There's a lot that goes into this, more on the field and also off the field. Every Marine that goes through boot camp is something that has worked and has that like a fighting spirit. And what we'd like to do is show how he has recognized that fighting spirit and took it and more or less ran with it. So as you can tell, Jordan has not only succeeded on the field, but also off the field. I've read a little bit of his bio, and all the stuff that you have done off the field is definitely tremendous. It's something that as a Marine we take very highly. We're only on the battlefield, we have to do what we got to do, but when we're home, when we're doing what we got to do, you also have to take care of yourself and the community around you. So I definitely give you kudos on that as well. Because of all of his achievements that he has had throughout the high school years and stuff like that, he has been selected with an elite group of juniors to be going to the Battles 1 Academy down in Washington, D.C. this July. All right, so that's where all the winners of this award will go down there to work. They'll do a lot of cool stuff, and they'll see how we as Marines train and be able to then, win battles. So it gives me a great honor today to award you with this jacket as a token of our appreciation, and also I know it's warm in here. It's got that.
Keep it on. Put it on.
It smells brand new.
Go to the podium, that's all you.
All right, well, For most of you who know me, I don't really talk a lot, so this is going to be hard for me. But it's a huge honor to receive this kind of reward, and honestly, I couldn't have done it without my family, my coaches, and especially my friends, because you're really only as good as the people you surround yourself by. So coming to this school and being around such a nursing and caring place really helped me as a person. And in terms of my family, I'd like to give a shout out to not only everyone, but my dad for always pushing me. Good old Wayne, if you know him. We butt heads most of the times, but it's out of love and it's in good favor, and I definitely couldn't have been here without him. So I'd like to give a huge thanks to my family, Coach Jim, who's sitting here with us today, and all my friends.
I personally want to thank these guys for what you do. None of the stuff that we are able to do today would be possible to do without these guys putting on the line every day for us and our freedom in this country. All right, and there's a lot of stuff going on here in 2019 where people are trying to be pulled apart from one another, and you know, which is another reason why I like football, because it brings everybody together. I love football. You learn from one another. You learn about other cultures, you know, through football, and that's one of the reasons why I really love it. But to you guys, you know, make this possible for us to go out and coach the game, you know, mentor kids and giving kids the opportunity to do this. Again, thank you guys for putting on my
When I first learned about the award, my mother called me upstairs and she's like, "Oh, I'm going to nominate you for this thing," because at first I had no idea what it was really about. So she was like, "Okay, I filled out most of the work, come upstairs and you need to write your own personal essay." So I was like, okay, I have to write a personal essay, and all essays have to be compelling. So I decided to write mine about martial arts because that's been a huge part of my life growing up since I was 4 years old. So I wrote the essay, and then like 2 or 3 weeks go by, and I'm just in my room playing video games, you know, relaxing, something normal. And then I hear doo 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 doo, and my mom runs down the stairs. I thought someone was like breaking in the house or something, and then she swings my door open, and she's like, "Jordan, Jordan, Jordan!" She's like crying. I'm like, "What?" She's like, "Oh, you won the Max Preps Semper Fidelis Athlete of the Month award." I was like, "The what?" I had no idea what it was at first, but then my mother told me about it. She made me read the letter and everything, and then when I realized it was actually a huge honor to be nominated nationally in the U.S.
First of all, I was honored to be here, you know, honoring Jordan and all of his accomplishments. You know, throughout the past, I guess, since he was 4, I guess, right? You know, him doing really well off the field. I mean, football is a special thing, always going to be special, always will be. That won't ever change. But some of the things, you know, like I said earlier, some of the stuff that he's accomplished off the field with martial arts and so on and so forth is really impressive as well. And while doing that, being able to keep up his schoolwork, you know, to be recognized on a national level.
This award represents the fighting spirit that the Marine Corps has, and definitely it shows the spirit that he has by fighting through, you know, football, schoolwork, and then the community work that he has done throughout the years in high school.
I heard about the award on Max Preps, and I thought he was a worthy candidate the minute that I read that it had to do with having a fighting spirit and doing well in school and athletically. And in my opinion, I knew that Jordan encompassed all of those traits, and I felt he was a perfect candidate to nominate.
For me, it's awesome. You know, it's a very proud moment for our entire family. Jordan is very humble. You wouldn't know anything about him unless we said anything or someone told you, because Jordan won't tell anybody. He won't tell you that he was in the Junior Olympics. He took a bronze medal. He won't tell you he's a third-degree black belt. He won't tell you that he rushed for 296 yards. He just he won't tell you anything about any of those accomplishments. And So it's good that everyone sees what he accomplished and that he gets recognized for the things that he's done. So it's very proud.
Anyone else know?